Okay, so yeah, I think I'm ready to record if you want.
Okay.
So this was supposed to be Unit 5,
Unit 3.
Unit 3,
Yes.
but it was geometry.
Yes, our Unit 5 geometry session. Yes.
Okay, cool. And that, well, I'm just making sure, like, we're on, like, I think Unit 5.
Well, the Unit 5 was actually the actual geometry unit, but the Unit 3 are the one for
Okay.
Moreland.
Okay, and the standards that you're working on.
Is 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, cool. So that's right where I thought we were. Okay, cool. And then, so that's all yours. Okay, cool. Okay. So wonderful. So the targets for this lesson.
Yes. No, if you have an iPad, put it away.
And I did cover, when I looked at my standards, I covered standard 8. So, but they only need standard 1, 2, and 3 in the video.
Okay. And it does say that, yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was on the right thing. So cool. Okay. So for the lesson, I definitely saw the things I needed to see. These objectives. They definitely were looking at those shapes, trying to figure out where the lines of symmetry, and I was even like, oh, the one shape, there's 5, but I didn't. So they were definitely, I saw them doing that, like trying to figure out what are the best ways to figure out how to get the answer, those strategies. So I think I definitely saw a lot of that. There were definitely sometimes where, like, evaluating strengths and areas for growth using evidence, like you were just asking them, doing a formative assessment right in the moment, like, tell me, you agree, disagree, like, I think that's exactly what this is, you know, and you can then assess super quickly who's showing strength, who knows, who's not showing strength, and that gives you some super quick feedback, and I saw you did that a ton, almost like every problem you ask, who agrees, who disagrees, and then digging deeper even, and like forcing them to evaluate, okay, like why, like make a judgment, why are you wanting this, and that was, so hitting those learning objectives, absolutely. And you also did the same thing, asking them, what are they supposed to, you were calling on a specific person, and she was like, we're going to do good work or something, and then you were like, okay, but like, tell us, you know, exactly how you're going to do that. Oh, show your work, and she, you know, so definitely hit that too, justifying like, what's the reason for your answer? How did you get that answer? You have to show us the answer. And I guess developing a personal goal. I mean, all of them are trying to get better grades and improve upon what they've already learned. So just in doing that work, developing a personal goal. I also, you do that the beginning of class, like pledge.
The community pledge.
That's it, the community pledge. That's, I think, is super awesome.
And
It's
foster
so important.
their understanding of each other, how we think different, we support each other, encourage each other.
And I do those kind of like affirmations or stuff like that with some of my first graders. And a lot of times they're saying it like, I am responsible. They're like saying it very monotone. There's not really any life in it. But you and I both know that the more that they actually are developing those kind of personal, like social kind of norms and stuff, the more encouraged they are, and the more likely they'll like be saying, the likely that when they go next year to somewhere else, they'll still like maybe say that pledge to themselves before they get rolling. Yeah, I hope so too. Okay. So cool, the learning objectives, okay, but the standard we were looking for, focusing on analyzing, classifying, constructing 2D shapes based on those analyses. Yeah, I mean, that's, you were hitting that standard the whole time, all over, like having them analyze, yes, no, who agrees, and even classifying, putting specifically, where are those lines, what classification would they be in, all the stuff. I'm not a super math guy, so I don't know all the like the super buzzwords and stuff. But okay, so So now these, are you actually in the lesson, like, they have math reflection journals?
Yes, they have the little red folders that, I don't know if it was in the camera of the video, but the red folders are their math journals where they go in, they write, they reflect of what they learned, and they put everything they learned in that
So they're
journal.
like doing like a written narrative?
Yeah, it's like a written.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's great. I know that's our kind of our school-wide goal is to improve the writing, but that's, you don't see a lot of math and like let's actually do some ELA like writing about our math. That's fantastic. And then they have like a checklist that they're like maybe probably the worksheet in front of them, or they did that assessment right after the video. That was it. Okay, so it seemed like you were really prepping them for. I mean, it was obvious you were about to do an assessment. This is everything you need to know. Let's review it so that you can do well on the assessment. Think, Pair, Share. I would definitely see in some of that. I
When they
think
turn and talk and
yeah, I think you could still take. You could still have more times when they are kind of talking to each other because they want, of course, they want to be like the whole time, all the time. So I think this gives you an opportunity to allow them to do that, but in your specific line of whatever you're talking about, you know, like, and it can be something as easy as when you were like asking them, hey, who's agreeing, who's disagreeing, like, okay, talk to the person right next to you that has the disagree, ask them why, you know, just though instead of popping out to everybody, you could have those little small times where just a couple of them are talking. And exactly that. It's explaining the reasoning to a part. It can be something as simple as just explaining it in your own words. Like, what did we just hear on the board? Oh, it was this in your own words, whatever. And I mean, I think for an exit ticket, like the assessment itself, like they have to complete the exit, they have to complete that assessment. That's the ticket itself. Okay.
So read the passage and answer.
So did you feel like one of these strategies helps you the most?
Is that clear instruction? Yes, ma'am. So I don't want to hear no talk. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it done.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I feel like we're just getting a big check mark for this today. Like I'm seeing the stuff that they want me to see, like those, the standards being the number one. Of course, that's they are making sure that those standards are there, and I absolutely saw that in the video. And that's what I mean, we've been highlighting those things that you were doing, and so just let me ask you: is there anything that you would do like differently next time? Just thinking about this one lesson.
after they complete their assessment, I would ask them, how did you feel, and write some math strategy examples that you would use next time to get your answers. I feel like I could extend that a little bit.
So would you have, okay, so let's say you do that, like they finish, and then you give them that kind of, you finish, so now I want you to write out those strategies. Would you have, like in addition to whatever strategies you were using in the lesson, like more strategies, just so they could have kind of like a word bank or something?
Yes, or like a cheat sheet,
Yeah, cheat sheet, whatever. Yeah, I think that's something that can be helpful, you know, just like there's the answers I might want you to use, or and even put up some strategies that are upcoming, you know, maybe something that's a little bit more complex that you've been working toward, just to be able to stretch. Next time, maybe they'll write about it. Next time we're gonna blah 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 this strategy, or I wonder how this strategy will work, or whatever. Awesome. I think you give yourself a huge pat on the back for infusing like any kind of writing and narrative and any subject. Like that is so good. I mean, the math and English, like the numbers or whatever are down, you know, like nationwide.
Yeah,
Like
'cause
kids
the
are,
kids
yeah,
don't like
yeah.
to read,
So,
they don't like to write. Yeah.
so like anything like this that can be adding in that component also of like they're practicing like physical pen to paper writing, and then about the stuff that they learned. I think that's just so a super great idea to just be able to kind of marry those two together and such. So okay. And you were definitely very encouraging in the lessons of just, you know, not like, hey, you messed up, you failed or whatever. Like, no, this is how we learn. Making mistakes is good. Failure is the path to success. I mean, you were definitely encouraging, and I didn't see any of the students that were like having trouble at all. Anyway, okay. Do you think about like this kind of stuff? Like, I'm going to use this specific kind of, you know,
Like the
or-
behaviorism, the conservatism. Yeah, yeah, I do sometimes, but not all the time. I feel like some of it's natural to like keep them engaged, and yeah,
and like, you know, you don't. A lot of times you don't
yeah,
need to like always be thinking, okay, with this child, this specific method works. I'm gonna always do it that way. You know, like it's good to know about these and use them and apply them as much as you can. But in terms of like, in terms of every lesson plan you ever write, you may not do this all the
yeah,
time. Like, and, I
exactly.
mean, this is great. This is very in depth. But for the sake of, you know, just your own time and like sanity, you know. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, and then we have so much of this like diversity we are getting a lot of practice with, which is great.
Talking about it's your test. So why talk?
and I just initialed a few of the students, just a little bit of the students that we have.
And this kind of stuff too, like it's really wonderful to include it on a lesson plan, but you're not gonna do this. I mean, you'll have like specific kids that you need to like keep in mind. I know I'm gonna have some guided reflection for them, but you may not always have this on your plan. And yeah, definitely, I mean, all the kids were engaged, and you guys were all, you know, sitting down. But the two you brought up to the board, I felt like that was you brought up David and Joey, I think,
Yes.
which was kind of like, in my mind, it was kind of like a high and a low. Like Joey obviously needs some extra support, encouragement. David, maybe not so much, but that, so that, I think that was really great. And then that kept everybody else engaged too, watching what they're doing.
And then what I was surprised at was when they gave the encouragement to Joey, even though he was wrong. They were like, "You got it."
Yeah, that was really nice, and that's not usually what happens. You know, like they're not as nice.
Yeah.
But that's what we want every time. And you were using the the TV. It's so great that we can write on that and just use it as a dry erase. Be able to do that and have them up on a different board. Yeah. Okay. My goodness, yeah. 5 seed. Critical thinking. Whew, my goodness gracious. Not let ChatGPT do it for you. All right. So, was there? The summative assessment, of course, was like the actual worksheet, the assessment itself.
5 more minutes.
And I definitely, just this question on ensuring that they reach the target vocabulary. I saw you were doing all of this ongoing reflection on like, what do we do? Where are where are those lines? Oh, look at the angles. You know, you were just ongoing, telling them, reminding them, here's what we're doing, here's how to do it, you can do it. And then that vocabulary too, the angles, all those different shapes. And then yeah, modeling strong responses, always being super encouraging, doing the like silent like celebration thing. Yeah, and then that's kind of going along with the feedback cycles. So yeah, I mean, I feel like you were definitely preparing them for that assessment really well. Just like hitting it really hard. Like here's what you'll be doing on that assessment. All right. Did you reflect on this before me?
I did. No,
Oh,
but
okay, good.
yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I didn't get to do this rubric yet, but I'll do that tonight.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you definitely did hit the target of those, the standard, absolutely. Oh my goodness, computer.
And you gave me a grove last time. You said with the back, my back was. How did I do? Did I do better with the?
Yeah. I think so. You had like, you had the TV and the board right next to it, and you were right. Yeah, you were right there at the board, but you also were like having them. Okay, come up here, come over here. So it wasn't so much of just, you know, look. You know, which is. It's not like that's not a bad thing necessarily. Like you have to turn around at some point to write it on the board, or so you know. Yeah, but you did great in terms of that. Yes, and you definitely did create just a safe environment where they were not. I didn't see anybody like cowering or getting out of the way or trying to avoid anything. I mean, I'm sure all the students met those objectives because they did the assessment. Them having a difficult time formulating an opinion, gathering their thoughts into simple sentences. Oh my gosh, that's totally why anytime we can get them to be writing is so important because they don't ever do that. They're doing, this all the time, all the things, and it's so important. Okay. And I was definitely struggling a little bit to find some of those lines of symmetry, but then you were like, hey, don't forget, look at the angles. And to show you, yeah, so is it gonna mirror itself when you fold it? Like all that was like just me watching. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm remembering this a little bit too. Yeah, working with partners, students. Oh, and like the partner check their work. Oh, okay, that's great. Okay, a paper review. Yeah. Okay, that's great. That allows the students to, if there's questions, they've got extra time to ask that. That's great. I mean, everything we do here is inclusive, culturally responsible students. I mean, because these kids are so diverse, and that's super great. So that's awesome that we get to have so much just practice, and you don't realize a lot of stuff too. Some like these, all these kids that were like fasting. You don't realize that. Oh, okay, I probably shouldn't just be eating my snacks right here. Yeah, I mean, this is what you definitely called up a higher level, lowered. I mean, giving everybody a chance. Yeah.
It says, question 1, part A. What is the theme of the passage?
We teach sideways and make sure. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how students to formulate their answers of it. Yeah, that's a tough one. Just like more time, because you're just like you're just frozen and waiting, and they think like, well, we just keep waiting, but that's also really important too, because I mean, for people like me who are more introverted and need and like to have some extra time to like kind of process, like there's a lot of kids, and even that like that too. A lot of kids that are translating in their head too. So I think that's a super important thing to always keep in mind. Like, give them more time, but it's so hard to do at the same time.
Because then if I give them more time, the conversation will turn into something else different, and then they're just.
And you're trying to not be like, so, okay. So of course, yeah, the results of assessments help to inform further lessons coming up soon. Yeah. So it helps you know what do you need to review and what doesn't need to be reviewed. Yeah, cool. Okay, wonderful. All right. Anything else you feel like you need to talk about from the lesson?
You see any more glows?
I think kind of I've just maybe go on a little bit more about what I said about think, pair, share. Try to in everything that you do, try to figure out a way to have them do as much as you can. Not, like for
more student-centered?
More student-centered, more student-led.
Okay.
Like you could even, like for example, after like you do this review lesson, you could say, okay, who wants to come up and now lead us through the next two and have two more different ones than you guys didn't already do, finding the symmetry, whatever, and have them, all right, you're going to come up and you're going to lead the class. You're going to do and have a simple like framework of just like, okay, you get to come up and be the scribe, so that means you're going to write this answer. You're going to also ask people for thumbs up, thumbs down, and you're going to give the celebrations. Just all those things that you already do. Teach them to do it. Give them some class jobs in that. So even like if they're reflecting, writing in their journals, like somebody gets done first, they can be the person that like cleans them up, or I don't know, something. But just giving them more opportunities to talk is really maybe the biggest thing I'm saying. Even though that's like we want them to listen a lot of the time because we've got important stuff we're trying to tell them and trying to teach them, but also giving them a chance to talk, knowing that they want to do that, but talking about what you want them to talk about. Talk to your partner about number 3, or whatever. Like I was saying earlier about like you're just saying agree, but the person next to you is saying disagree. Talk to them about why. Yeah, so I think that's great for now. Just like trying to give them. It's like show me, grow me. What is it? Like you show them how to do it, and then they do it. I'm forgetting the nice way to say that, but yeah, I think for now, just trying to find more opportunities to get them to talk about the content, and maybe even the last thing I'll say, they could even talk about like what strategy they used. Like we just did this on the board. She showed us this strategy. Did you use that too? And giving them a chance to do the things that are their goals. Talk to their neighbor and help them analyze that problem-solving strategy. Talk to them about like they got this wrong. Why did they get it wrong? And then like the culture, the whole like the pledge that you say too. That's not really on your standards or something, but I think that is a super important part, just the culture of the classroom, and always, encouraging the students to treat each other, in that way too. So yeah, all right, wonderful.
And that's it. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.